which makes it
Yep.
potentially a dangerous hazard for, spreading microbial, it's not ass eating season. We are back to the lockdown.
All right.
I was thinking, do you think that COVID's here because of all the times that we discussed on the show how great we had it here in Nova Scotia?
Yeah,
totally. Yeah, it's our fault.
Yeah. This is what they say in the biz. In the biz, they call this karma.
Yeah.
So folks, if you
motherfuckers on Sick Boy,
yeah, for the folks at home just listening to the podcast, you probably can't quite tell, but Nova Scotia's in lockdown. Cases are ramping up, and we are all tucked away in our humble little abodes. And if you'd like to see where we're at, well, I'm at the Sick Boy headquarters. Taylor is at his lovely jungle of a condo. Brian is in his new digs. Nice place, Brian. Looks good. And Lo is back in her shitty apartment with that evil cat, but that really neat photo behind her. And if you'd like to see where we are, you can go look at it over on YouTube. And
there you go. Yeah,
that's it. But
you know what, guys? The camera turned you around there.
Yeah, I gotta say, I actually quite like this setup. I love being in the same room as you guys, but this is very fun as well. There's something fun. I'm trying to be positive. There's something very fun about this. You know what? Actually, I've been living across the bridge in my mom's basement for the past few years, and I just moved, as Jared mentioned, nearby into this new place, and I have to say, just knowing that I'm close to you guys now, even though we're in lockdown and I'm nearby, makes me feel good. It does. It does, doesn't it? Yeah. You want to? So with that, then, let me draw your attention to something that may or may not make you feel not so good. This is a very interesting little piece that, Lo, you were so kind to share in our little Slack channel. This is coming from the CTV. Don't linger after you flush. I thought this to be quite interesting. So a team of scientists from Florida Atlantic University's College of Engineering and Computer Science, bunch of nerds,
guys, can I just say, who's lingering after they flush anyway? Like, what type of event is going on in the John?
Okay, well,
where you want to like hang out and like,
you know what?
Like that's the weirdest, most misleading.
It's when you work somewhere that you don't want to work at. When you go, oh man, I'm gonna go take a shit, and then you go and you sit down, you take a shit. And then you flush, and then the seat's nice and warm, and you're like, "Fuck, I don't want to go back to work." So you just kind of cozy up to the stall wall, and you take a little nap.
Well,
Taylor, I'm not sure what that says about you. When I remember as a kid, when you were getting ready to go to school in the morning, you would turn the shower on, you would just sleep on the bathroom floor, and now it makes me feel like you didn't even want to attend your own life, which is pretty sad, to be honest.
So this is actually, it actually goes a little bit beyond just lingering after you flush. So a bunch of these nerds conducted a series of tests investigating the spread of microbe-containing aerosol droplets generated from flushing a toilet or a urinal in a public restroom. Okay, so using a particle counter to measure the size and number of droplets generated upon flushing, researchers found that the droplets were detected at heights as in like how high, heights of up to 5 feet. Now, I'm 6 foot.
6 foot.
5 feet. I'm actually 5'9", but
but 6 foot.
6 foot. For 20 seconds or longer after flushing. Okay, so flush, particles up, dangling, hangling up to 5 feet for 20 seconds after the flush. Okay, using so worse yet, researchers detect a smaller number of droplets in the air even when the toilet was flushed with a closed lid. Okay,
suggesting that aerosol droplets can escape through small gaps between the cover and the seat. Quote,
suggesting that toilets should wear masks, and even if they wear masks, that some particles will still escape.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Same principle.
100%. Now we're gonna get into something here. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna go a little deeper into this, but we're gonna get into something here that I think you guys, it might change your tune. Okay, so quote, about 3 hours of tests involving more than 100 flushes, we found a substantial increase in the measured aerosol levels in the ambient environment, with the total number of droplets generated in each flushing test ranging up to tens of thousands. Study co-author Siddhartha Verma said in a press release issued Tuesday. Quote, both the toilet and urinal, so both of them, generated large quantities of droplets smaller than 3 micrometers in size, posing a significant transmission risk if they contain infectious microorganisms. Due to their small size, these droplets can remain suspended for a long time. So we're talking about like aerosols. There's been a lot of talk about, airborne disease, that kind of thing, ever since COVID started coming out. So they're basically saying in a public restroom that has lots of flushing, whether that be automatic flushing from urinals or just regular toilet flushing, these small particles are being launched into the air and dangling for a long time. When combined with heavy foot traffic, confined space, and a lack of adequate ventilation, researchers say this could make public restrooms a, quote, hotbed for virus transmission. Now,
COVID transmission?
Yes. Well, now, so Tay, I don't know if you remember this, but we've had people on the show. There's been a number of studies that have happened around, especially here in Canada. There's been a number of these studies where they've looked at poo-poo and how COVID is detectable in poo-poo, which makes it potentially a hazard for, spreading microbial, it's not ass-eating season is what we've decided, right? Ass-eating season is taking a fucking pause this year. Now
in the fall it will be.
I have this highlighted very bold here in my notes. And this is where I want to draw back to something, a little bit of a throwback. This isn't the first study to warn the potential transmission of COVID-19 via flushing. A study published in June 2020 found that aerosol particles can shoot from a toilet bowl at a velocity of up to 5 meters per second. And even after the initial flush, particles that escape the toilet bowl will continue to spread through the air. Now, I just want to say, drawing back to a time we were in Vancouver during a fucking live show with our friend Stormy, who has Ehlers-Danlos, and a conversation came up in front of a live audience where I was saying, I don't feel comfortable bringing my coffee, my hot, delicious, wonderful coffee at an airport into the airport bathroom. And I go as fucking far to take that airport coffee and I hide it in plants in the airport. I fucking put it under chairs. I put it anywhere outside the bathroom. And if I'm traveling by myself, I fucking leave it. I leave it. It's not in that moment, it's not mine. It's out of my sight, but I don't bring it into the bathroom. And you guys gave me so much fucking shit about how unnecessary that is. And
it
look,
is unnecessary.
It is not.
It is super unnecessary.
It is unnecessary. Outside of COVID,
Honestly,
this is just like unnecessarily disruptive.
No, it's not.
This is like
outside of COVID. Shut the fuck up.
Outside of COVID, this is like where else has this posed a problem to anybody anywhere ever?
I think it's riskier to leave a drink unattended, to be honest, than to bring it with you to the
100%.
bathroom. You might get a couple poo particles.
Fuck out of here, guys! Listen.
Also, dude, you want to talk about dirty particles in the air?
So
dude, we
fucking
live
mad
in
right now.
cities. Think about the dirt that is in the air in cities. Like if you've ever flown into a city like New Delhi or like into a city in China, and you're flying into if you've flown into LA and you're flying in,
even
and
Halifax,
the plane like cuts beneath like the smog.
I have
and, like,
no problem.
You can see like brown shit blowing off the windows.
Jair's lung function has improved over the past year.
You know what? Actually, Apple TV had just released released an amazing documentary about how basically COVID is saving the animals, and it was amazing. However,
I watched the trailer today. I'm watching it today.
I watched it last night. It's fucking great. But let me just say this.
Yes.
I would rather wrap my big fucking mouth around a fucking car exhaust.
That's dirty,
and go
God.
than have anybody's fucking dude. Have you been to the bathroom at the Pearson
anybody at the
Toronto
CF
International Airport, dude?
Everybody at the CF clinic would highly advise against making that choice.
I'm just saying. Also, I don't like public bathrooms. I don't like public bathrooms, and airport ones aren't that bad. Like I'll take a. I'll number 2 in an airport bathroom, no problem.
What fucking planet do you live on?
No, airport ones
feel
are
like they're
good.
pretty
Gas
good.
station ones are horrible.
Yes.
Depends on the gas station.
No.
Depends on the gas station.
Nope.
Okay,
Yeah.
non Dubai gas stations.
All right, I gotta put this.
Dubai ones are bad. Actually,
I gotta put this out to the listeners, okay? And actually, you know what, Lauren, our social media queen, I need you to fucking whatever, find a clip from this or something and make a post on Instagram. We need to get to the bottom of this. I need our listeners to. I want to know.
To the bottom of it?
To the inside, outside, all around.
But what is the question? Because if you tell me, Jared, that airport or that bathrooms are generally gross, I'm not going to disagree with you. I mean,
no, that's not the question.
I understand the idea.
Right.
But if you're like, I'm not going to bring a coffee in there because I'm worried about contracting a virus from airborne particles, then you're fucking crazy.
No.
Yeah.
That's no.
Because then you know who you are if you think that. You're the guy that I saw at Shoppers Drug Mart today.
I'm furious.
Who was wearing a painter's mask, painter's fucking gas mask.
That
outside.
guy knows.
And I'm like,
that guy knows what's
yo,
up.
That
guy knows what's up.
Understand what's happening.
You're
misinformed. You've massively miscalculated the situation, and
that
now
might be the
you're
only
that.
mask he has.
Here is my dilemma. So before even reading this study, the notion of flushing a toilet and even just thinking like of the possibility of like of fucking Rudy in the fucking stall next to me, who's in, because guys, I don't know what fucking planet you're living on, but if you've never been to a goddamn toilet in an airport, it's always this. Oh fuck!
It is nasty as fuck. It is so nasty.
Like that is all you
Travel butt is the worst.
And Lo, I can't speak for female bathrooms, but if you go to a male bathroom in traveling,
Hold on, that's an interesting question.
That is what you hear.
Is that? Is it a level playing field in terms of like butt sounds in the female bathroom?
And not just butt sounds and like sounds of like
groans.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say in women's washrooms, it's less like butt sounds and more period talk. Be like,
okay.
fuck, of course
Right.
today.
More
Or,
queefing.
you know, it's
But
more
it
of
doesn't
that.
sound like Rocco Siffredi
Yeah.
is in the bathroom with you.
Jesus,
Guys, though, I also
to
do
my
have
point,
to say,
let
I
me
just
finish.
want to say,
Let me finish. To my point,
I was going to say you've never seen more cleaners in bathrooms than you have in airport bathrooms.
not in the fucking Pearson
Just
Toronto
saying.
International Airport. That place is that place is the worst. It's the worst.
I have a question. What happens if you personally have a double flusher?
Then you do two
I mean,
flushes.
like,
That's
What are
worse.
you gonna do?
That's
what are you gonna do? I know that's what I'm saying.
And I'm that guy.
You gotta-
I'm a double flusher. Dude,
you're a frequent double flusher.
gotta
And so
do
you're
it.
I
sitting
flushed
there,
like 40
and now
times.
Gotta
you've
do
got to flush.
Yeah.
You've got to flush, or think about this scenario. You're sitting at one of those. Those toilets that has the sensor, and
Yeah.
if you're a stand-in wiper,
Yeah. Oh,
which I am,
yep.
I'm a stand-in
All
wiper.
the, every fucking time.
So
Me too.
so you stand to wipe, and then it flushes behind you.
Because
and then
it's
you-
sent.
and then you-
Lowe's confused. Because
Why would you stand to wipe?
Why would you bunch when you know? What I mean? Are you
Yeah.
a buncher or are you a folder? I mean,
Are
this
you
is- we're getting
bunched?
into the
Aren't
weeds
you
now.
bunched? Aren't your ass cheeks like tighter in when you're standing than when you're sitting? So if they're
I have
wider when you're
massive
sitting, it's easier to wipe.
Massive
No
sphincter
way,
control,
dude.
so it's not an issue for me whatsoever. I can relax, I can pucker. It's easy, no matter what.
That is also
this
not
went
true.
in a direction that I just
Guys,
I
guys,
mean I should have
think
known
about
it
how
was going
tight-
here, but I wasn't ready for this.
Lauren, I just want to, I object to that because think about how tight your butt is when you're like halfway squatting. And so if you're squatting, your glutes are flexed, your butt cheeks are tight. When you stand all the way up, you're actually able to relax your butt cheeks and
wait, are you a
get that
hover
toilet
though?
paper right in there.
No,
And
no,
I'm
But
not-
are y'all hovering?
No,
I'm
you
not
gotta
hovering.
sit.
I'm like a.
Well, then
I'm
why
like a
are you
half- I'm like a
flexing?
half
gotta
squat. I'm a half squat.
Well, but how else do you wipe? You can't get your unless you're like what you like lift one cheek and then like
I do that. I
get
do.
in there.
I do lean
Yeah, you
forward.
kinda
Yeah,
lean over.
I do a lean forward. But here's the thing.
You
Yeah,
think
you
your butt
lean
is
over.
less tight then?
I'm gonna this is now we're now getting into territory that I didn't want to get into, but I will go there. When you do stand up after you take a real messy slopper and you're like maybe you're not quite done wiping. You know when you're wiping and it doesn't stop? When you stand, something happens where it's like your sphincter goes like and it almost kind of like vacuum seals what's going on back there. So standing for
does,
No way.
standing for a couple of moments after taking a wild shit, and then wiping, you will notice, oh wait, you know what? This isn't as now. I don't have to typically worry about that when I'm at my own home because I
Not
have
as- not as foul
I have a
as you
fucking
thought.
bidet. But when I'm out in public, standing can sometimes wrap up the amount. So I mean, you know what? This is worthy of talking about because here's a tip for all you folks out there: stand after you've taken a shit, so it vacuum seals up, and then you don't have to be in there as long, and you don't have to worry about catching COVID.
So can we all agree then that the sensor that are on
Horrible.
that are on public they should sense the trigger should be when you're further away from the toilet. And I think that's something that everybody can get on board with. I think that everybody listening here will go
Yes.
is gently nodding
Okay.
their head in agreement going, yeah.
I
yeah, of
actually-
course.
I prefer the manual handles because I always just use my feet to turn them on and off anyway. So I don't really give a fuck if there's a sensor or not.
I would really dig foot flushers, like a little foot button you
Yeah.
press and then you flush. You know,
Yeah, because I mean, like I do understand you don't want to touch it with your hand. I mean, like I don't really fucking care about that.
we have
But,
here in Halifax,
you know.
we have public garbage disposal bins with foot pedals to open them. You know, it's a great idea, and also
that's a technology as old as time.
great for more accessibility, right? So yeah, so this was worthy of bringing up, and I'm glad we talked about it. Anyway, folks, don't go to public bathrooms. Hold your shit in. It's way healthier, and don't pee.
especially if you got a big messy slopper on the way.
That's right.
Oh God.
You guys want to move on to this is also COVID related, but really fucking interesting. So you know we're in the time of mRNA vaccines and pharmaceutical companies kind of like trying to step up as quickly as they can to bring us to a period in time where we don't have to be so worried about whether or not we're taking big messy sloppers in public bathrooms. I thought this was fucking fascinating and kind of hopeful. Pfizer is testing a pill that, if successful, could become the first ever home cure for COVID-19. So this is from Paul Nuki at the Telegraph. Currently at two anonymous Pfizer buildings, one in the US and one in Belgium, a remarkable experiment is underway. Up to 60 volunteers, all clean living adults aged between 18 and 60, are being given the first pill specifically designed to stop COVID-19. If the trial is successful, what a clean living adult? I knew you were
Clean
gonna ask that.
living adult.
You know, someone who isn't.
Somebody who doesn't take their coffee into public bathrooms.
Yeah, clean living.
Somebody who stashes it outside the bathroom.
Fucking clean. Someone who subscribes to Goop. You know, clean living. If the trial
Bless Gwyneth.
if the trial is successful, it is just possible an at-home cure for COVID-19 will become available later this year. The molecule being tested is a bespoke antiviral codenamed PF 07321332, classed as a protease inhibitor. It has been formulated to attack the, quote, spine of the SARS-CoV-2 virus and stop it replicating in our nose, throats, and lungs. It was protease inhibitors that turned the tide on the spread of HIV around the world. Now researchers hope they may be on the brink of a similar pandemic-busting breakthrough.
Wow.
It's pretty interesting.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is really
what-
interesting though.
does
Until
it
they
mention-
compared it.
Sorry, Bri. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it was really I was really optimistic about it until they compared it to a similar protease inhibitor that started to slow the spread of HIV, because HIV isn't cured. Like they can prevent the spread of it, but it doesn't you can't not have it anymore.
No, but
right?
again, this is the whole thing about this is to stop it
Not really sure if
replicating
there's
in your
quite
nose,
the
throats,
link.
and lungs. So this isn't a cure for COVID. This is a preventative measure to ensure that COVID has far less likely a chance to spread to the points of your body where you are now infected and get really sick.
Yeah, it sounds like it would probably be used in conjunction with a vaccine.
Actually,
Because we are seeing people who have been vaccinated are like, you can still get COVID.
Yeah.
If you've been vaccinated, you're just not going to get, you're going to get like a really mild case of it. And you probably, and I don't want to be quoted on this, but I think your likelihood to spread it if you get it after being vaccinated is far less likely as well, I believe.
I think so. I believe so.
Yeah. So you're probably not going to spread
makes sense because
you're
you're
to the hospital.
if you're asymptomatic, right? If the symptoms don't get bad, like my mom had COVID, and she I was saying this to Brian the other day, that my mom had COVID and she was pretty much asymptomatic. Like she wasn't coughing. She had a bit of a fever, but like she was asymptomatic in the sense of like she wasn't spreading droplets because she has a persistent sneeze or a cough or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so while she had COVID, she spent time with her partner. I'm guessing that they probably at least kissed. I hope nothing more, Mom.
At least.
She spent
They
time with.
probably went so much
Okay,
farther
whoa.
than that.
Let's stop right there.
What do you think they did, Taylor?
No. Come on, guys.
So many things.
Don't.
I start to think of Rocco.
I'm not cutting to you because I'm not. I don't want. Just let's fuck off right there. So she hung out with her partner. She hung out with my nephews, and of course she's definitely kissing on them, like giving them smooches on their cheeks and stuff. She went out for dinner. She went out for lunch. She spent time with my sister. Like she was around a fuckload of people. None of the people in her circle that she knows that she was with, none of them contracted it. So, if you are asymptomatic, it is less likely that you are going to spread it. But also you don't feel like you have it. So there's that part of like you potentially spreading it just because you don't know,
That's anecdotal as fuck though too. I mean, I know that you're less likely to spread it when you're when you're asymptomatic because you're coughing less and the droplets are getting around less. But
Louis, I can smell a fucking Louise email just around the corner.
I think that there is like there is at least some research out there that is indicative of that, Jer. And on the flip side of that, I was reading something this past week that was talking about some studies that are underway, or a study that's underway on in the UK, I believe, that was showing people who had more severe cases of COVID, like symptomatic cases, more severe symptomatically, had higher antibody counts afterwards. So had higher immunity into the future with a worse bout of COVID, and people who had who were asymptomatic had fewer antibodies and possibly could remain like immunized from having the infection for a shorter period of time. And that's just a study that's happening right now to look at that, and that they are seeing that preliminarily at least.
Something interesting here from this study. So they've got a bunch of people on this trial taking these drugs. It says here, those who have signed up for the trial are in for an intensive few months. The trial is split into 3 phases and will run for 145 days, with another 28 days added for, quote, screening and dosing. For all participants, there will be several overnight stays. Now this is really interesting because like I mean maybe this is common, but we've never really dived into like what does it look like for folks that are doing testing like this, and you know, what do those phases look like? There was briefing documents that were I don't know if they were found or if they were provided to the Telegraph, but they go on to say, so this is from Pfizer directly to the participants. Quote, "You are here today as a possible participant in a drug research study sponsored by Pfizer Incorporated. Taking part in this study is voluntary. If you are not completely honest about your health history, like bringing coffees into a public bathroom, you may be harmed by being in this study. The randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled single and multi-dose escalation study is designed to see how well or otherwise different dosing regimens are tolerated in humans while the active compound is maintained in the body. PF-0732133 will be administered in combination with low doses of ritonavir, an antiviral used to treat HIV. It acts as a booster to increase the amount of PF-0732133 in participants' blood. Phase 1 of the trial is designed to see how it is tolerated as the dose is increased, alone with ritonavir, if there are significant side effects, and how people feel after taking it, says the documents. Phase 2 will do the same, but with multiple doses, while in Phase 3, tablet and liquid forms of the drug will be tested, as well as the impact of eating on top of it. Every detail has been specified in advance. In Phase 3, for example, a high-fat breakfast is defined as 2 eggs fried in butter, 2 strips of pork bacon, 2 slices of toast with butter, 4 ounces of hash brown potatoes, and 8 ounces of whole milk, eaten in 20 minutes.
Guys, that sounds like a quality diner breakfast if I've ever heard one.
It really does. It makes me want it. So
It does that sound really good?
Yeah,
diner breakfasts
sign me
are
up.
probably
Sign
my
me up
favorite
for this
food.
test. That sounds great.
Well,
that's really
if
just
they're
a really
paying,
interesting thing.
if they're paying $70, I'm in.
They're saying it says here that
sell his right nut for $70.
Here's a really interesting thing.
Yeah.
So it says that Pfizer, in lieu of making all the money that they made from the Pfizer vaccine, the mRNA vaccine, they are paying participants. So how many participants were there? There were 60. Sorry,
145.
$1 million each.
No, there was 145 days. It was
Oh, okay.
60
I thought it was
volunteers.
59 or 60.
60 volunteers. They're each getting $1.7 million for the test.
Holy, are you
Wow.
serious?
Yeah, that's
No,
incredible.
they're not.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just fucking with you.
Oh,
Who
Daddy
knows?
pulled a fast one.
Little
Okay.
dad joke.
I would do it for that much. Would you guys do it for that much?
For $1.7
Yes.
million.
$1.7 million.
Yeah,
Dude.
100%.
I'd do that and suck all their dicks for that much money.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Well,
I would
you do that
linger
for
over
free,
all
too.
their toilet bowls for hours.
Yeah.
Would you
totally.
bring a
Exactly,
coffee
yeah.
into the bathroom, into the airport bathroom for that much money?
I'd fill my coffee with the guy's shit next to me and drink it. And I'm not
Dude, there was a
joking.
line.
For that much money,
I
there was a
would
line.
do a scene with Rocco Siffredi. Just
Oh my
so you know.
God, Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
guys.
Do you guys want to? Do you want to move on to something that I'm very excited for this week's What the Health segment?
Yeah.
Hit me,
I think
Daddy.
it's gonna be really
Yes.
fun. This is What the Health. All I titled this one is well, actually, you know what? Before I title it, let's take a look at this little video to set it up.
Oh, no. What the
Oh, no. Oh my God.
Oh,
Dude.
oh.
That's like
now.
the
How
scene
about
in that's like the scene in
What are
My Girl,
those?
when
Those are
Macaulay
bugs.
Culkin dies.
Now I don't know what
Is that
kinds
like a
of bugs
hornet's
those are.
nest?
I don't know, but they're bugs. So for folks that were
They
just
look
listening,
mad.
we just saw a video. And again, if you want to see the video, go to YouTube and check out Sick Boy on YouTube. You can watch all of our Feel Good Friday episodes on there. We just watched. We just subscribe. Hit the bell icon.
Subscribe.
We just watched a video of a gentleman in a kayak, kayaking up to what looked to be a branch with just some like old dusty leaves, and he uses his paddle and he swings, he smokes the branch, and millions of fucking flying bugs. I don't know what the bugs were, Lauren. Millions of them just fill the air, and he is completely swarmed. Okay.
Do you guys remember that scene when Macaulay Culkin dies in My Girl? He gets swarmed by the
Yeah,
bees.
bees. Yeah, he's allergic to bees, and he gets.
Yeah,
bee
he
dies
bees.
from
He
it?
got stung like he got stung like 1,500 times.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. If you haven't seen My Girl,
Yeah. So the only thing I titled this is eye worms. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Do you know what
fuck.
this is? So again, folks, if you can't see it, we are looking at a few images here. They look to be images that are being viewed via a microscope.
You're
That
gonna want to
is a
see
hookworm.
This is a parasitic worm. I'll get to the name of the parasitic worm in a bit.
Is it a
but,
hookworm?
It is not a hookworm. No.
It's in the shape of a hook,
species
that's why I
of
guessed that.
worm, a species of worm that can infect human eyes, has done it again. And this
What?
time, it chose a 68-year-old woman from Nebraska.
Uh,
The woman is thought to be the second human victim of these worms ever documented. So this is very, very rare. And this was as of 2017 or 18. Okay, so, but the incident signals that they could become an emerging parasitic disease in the U.S. The disturbing details of the case were laid out in a paper published this October in the journal Clinical Infectious Diseases. The woman's doctors, as well as researchers from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, contributed to the paper. Also, the woman contributed to the paper because, according to the report, Diane Travers Gustafson, a medical anthropologist from Creighton University in Nebraska, was visiting California in February of 2018. One day, as she was running alongside a trail, she went straight into a swarm of flies, not unlike our friend in the kayak there. Unbeknownst to her, she had likely run into a particular kind of fly known as the face fly. It's a very unfortunate fly to run your fucking face into.
Wait, Jared, before you go on, I have to know, is that the only relationship to that video that we saw and what we're talking about now is that very brief moment where you're like, not unlike the video we just watched?
Yes. You're welcome. And you know what, folks? Let's just take a look at that video one more time.
Oh my God.
I mean, what was he doing anyway?
Dude, that's a face fly right there.
Oh yeah, that is a face fly. That's a face full of flies for sure.
Dude,
I imagine that is quite representative of what happened to this woman.
of what Diane experienced. Yeah. So again, Diane's running on a trail. She runs face first into a fucking swarm of face flies. Or the other name for them are Musca autumnalis. That's the kind of fly. So if you want to Google it, go for that. That's because a month later, an irritation in her right eye led her to the horrifying discovery of a tiny, translucent roundworm, no longer than half an inch in size. According to the lead author, Richard Bradbury, a former member of the CDC's Division of Parasitic Diseases and Malaria. He goes on to say, quote, "The vector fly will expel larvae into the surface of the eye or the conjunctiva while feeding on lacrimal secretions," which I don't know why this fucking guy had to say that. Basically what that means is that typically these flies will expel larvae onto the eye while they're feeding on tears. Now, this isn't something that happens to humans. This is something that typically happens to cattle or horses or things like that. Here's a photo of actually, you know, I'll hold off. So the lacrimal secretions, aka tears. This can happen very quickly. So the fly would not have had to sit on the eye for more than a few seconds to expel the larvae. Normally, people would shoo away flies near their eyes before they could do this. But in this case, the patient had run into so many flies at once that she could not shoo them all away before one pooped out some larvae onto her eyeball.
Fuck.
So Travers Gustafson, Diane, she went home, started to feel the shit, found the fucking worm in there. So she washed out the worm with tap water. Soon, though, she found and extracted a second one. A visit to the ophthalmologist the day after then yielded a third wiggler.
No, they're being born.
Don't say wiggler.
Now here is a photo.
No.
Are you ready?
No.
No, I'm not ready.
Oh no.
Oh, dude. No, that is the most fucked. That's fake.
Nah, it's fake. I'm joking. It's fake. It's fake.
Yeah.
What?
Gotcha. Another dad joke. Got
Okay.
you. Holy fuck.
That
That
was
was, that
fake?
was good.
Thank
Yo,
God.
if you haven't been
Dude,
watching
that
on
was-
YouTube, that shit was worth it. You got to go fucking watch
That
those
was-
expressions. That was great. Dude, look at
That
this
was-
fucking, look at that
that's
photo.
Maybe.
Isn't
Oh,
that crazy? That's a crazy
That
photo.
is nasty.
Yeah.
that's
that's
hard
that's
to
the most
look at,
vile
even knowing
thing.
it's fake.
That's not it. But here's an actual photo of what these guys look. We don't have a photo of what it looks like in her eye, but here's what it does look like in a. I believe
that
this is a dog eye. So they do
Oh,
look
God.
pretty gnarly.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like she has vermicelli in her eye.
Yeah.
No.
So there's that.
So, dude, and you know what? It'd be actually so easy if you had a dog. You wouldn't know. It would be very easy to never notice because dogs frequently get like, they have their little goop
goop
buildup
eyes. Yeah, they got
that
like
you gotta wipe
dark
like every day.
eye cum.
And it would be very easy to just mistake that for these like eye goops that you just wipe out and you're just like, oh, they just got goopy eyes.
Yeah, so
Poor,
she
poor
had
doggo.
she had a third one, and then so she went to the ophthalmologist, took a third one out. Weeks later, she'd returned back to Nebraska, but continued to experience inflammation in both eyes. A subsequent visit to another ophthalmologist turned up nothing, but lo and behold, she eventually pulled out a fourth worm. Thankfully, that was seemingly the last hitchhiker, as her eyes quickly returned to normal afterward, and she even went on to help co-author the case report. Travers Gustafson isn't the only person
nasty.
to have suffered from ignoble infection. I don't know what that word ignoble means. You can email us letters@sickboypodcast.com and
Yep.
let us know.
Google's down. So yeah. let us know.
Google's out. In 2016, an Oregon woman ended up playing mom to, guess how many? 14
40.
cattle eye worms. 14.
Ew.
Which made her the first person known to be infected by this particular species. Bradbury's team also helped uncover the identity of the worms in that case. And while both women escaped with nothing more than very scary story to share, the authors noted that in animals, these infections can cause permanent eye damage and even blindness if left untreated.
Fuck.
Woo, dudes, you guys reacted so hard to that fucking photo. It was great.
That was.
I mean,
that's probably one of the nastiest things that I've seen on the show. And you know what? After looking on second look, you can tell that it's
It's
pretty
like
fake
photo, it's
looking,
like a
but it
cool
is
Photoshop. Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
nasty.
I guess for
yeah,
folks that
first look is pretty nasty.
for our listeners, it's an up close photo of an eye, but someone has
No,
like
don't even tell them, dude. Go to YouTube.
yeah, go look at it.
Go to YouTube if you want to see it.
Fucking go to it.
Yeah. It's the most
Just
vile
that-
thing I've
that-
ever seen.
that bell
You should
icon.
look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of eyes, guys, notice anything different?
Hey, nice glasses.
My mustache.
I do have a mustache, yes, but also I'm wearing bifocals.
I think I've told you like 3 times this week that you look really good with them.
Thanks, man. I feel good in them. I also just ordered a couple pairs from Warby Parker. This is not an ad for Warby Parker, but
It could be Warby Parker.
could be.
Jared's blind AF right now. He was. He
Dude,
was
I
coming
actually
over
can't
to,
fucking see a goddamn thing. I take these off. Look at this. I take them off.
Oh my god!
Whoa, dude,
look
your
at,
eyes
look at what his
all
eyes do.
wacky.
Oh my god! Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
and I
your
put 'em
eyes
all
back
are-
on.
janked up.
And they're fine.
Oh,
my God,
perfect.
that's a
Fucking
dramatic
weird.
difference.
That's weird,
Wow.
right?
Jared was
Yeah.
coming over to Kyle and I on the Commons yesterday, and he was like, I got over here and I realized I can't find you, and I don't have my glasses, and
see
so
a
I'll,
goddamn thing.
He was like, I need you to stand up and wave your arms emphatically.
Isn't it funny how quickly, dude, that you're like, oh, I need my glasses now.
Yeah,
I don't have my glasses.
It is like that. Yeah, and it's annoying, but I got to say, I do love the way they look. I feel smarter than I am.
Jer was expressing how awful it is that he can't lay on his side on the couch and watch things on TV.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a thing.
10 out of 10. The worst part. Like the worst part. 10 out of 10. Because I love laying down watching shit.
If you put a pillow on, like a pillow under your head, it doesn't work.
Yeah. As soon as you put pillow here, it's like it mashes the glasses and they get all fucking ganky. And then I gotta take them off. And when I take them off, I'm just like,
you know what, you
can't see a goddamn thing.
You know what you need to do? Actually, guys, I've got a solution. Okay, so Jared, you're a new glasses owner, so it's probably not true for you. But I feel like everybody who has glasses has like 40 pairs. They're just like lost somewhere. Like they're around and they're like, oh, cool, this pair of glasses. I haven't seen this pair in ages.
I definitely won't be like that.
What you need to do, you just ordered like 3 more pairs. It's 1 week. You're going to have like 4 pairs of glasses already.
Yeah, and so, glasses ain't cheap.
So what you do is you take 1 pair and you just take one arm off and then you lay on that side of your head.
It's a great idea, Brian. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Just snap the arm off of these very expensive Ray-Ban prescription glasses I just paid for.
Don't do it with those ones yet, but I'm sure in 10 years you're going to be like, this pair
like you'll have a pair. Like Jer will have, like when he gets a new pair, he'll take the right arm off, and that means that he can lay on his right side. And then when he gets another pair, then the pair that he gets rid of, he won't get rid of them.
Almost. It's actually once you get your like 6th pair, then your first pair, you take the right arm off of that one. Then when you get your 7th pair, your 2nd pair, you took the left arm off. It's kind of like that. So like you're only doing it. You have to be like an experienced glasses owner. Like Lauren, how many pairs of glasses do you have?
I have a couple kicking around, but I only wear this pair. I just take them off when I don't feel like wearing them anymore.
Yeah. But how many of you ripped the arm off for watching TV?
No, none. Listen. That's really weird to me. Why would you ever?
Lauren,
why wouldn't you, dude?
You guys missed the whole point. Is that Lauren? You just said,
I don't know. My sight
lying around. You said you have a couple lying around, but you only wear that pair. So therefore, the couple that are lying around become your lay down glasses, and you just rip one arm off, one pair.
No, I just take when I lay down, I just take my glasses off because my vision is not so bad that I can't watch TV for like an hour and a half without my glasses on.
Everybody, science solves this problem called contact lenses.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this problem has been solved.
Well, Jared,
although Brian, that's an interesting solution. Thank you for your input.
Yeah, I can't wear contact lenses because I'm afraid.
If you think that my idea wasn't that bad, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, sure. Well, this has been really fun. Love you guys. I'm glad we're still able to do this, even though the nasty toilet flushers out there are spreading COVID like wildfire here in the Atlantic provinces, mainly just Nova Scotia. And folks, love that you all decide to tune in. Whether you're tuning in on Apple Podcast, Spotify, CBC Listen app, or if you're one of those millennials who love to watch your podcast over on YouTube, we appreciate it. And if you are listening to the podcast or watching the podcast, whatever platform you're using, if there's any kind of button that says follow or share or notify or tell me when it's on or rate and review or anything like that, do all those things. Just press those buttons. If there's a button, press it. Just press, see what happens. Yeah. Who knows? See what happens.
Press those buttons. And as always, we speculated up the fucking yin yang today. Okay.
Yeah,
so
we did.
If you have any corrections, places where we were really stupid and said dumb things, and you want to let us know, or things where we said that were really smart, and you were like, "Wow, I can't believe that they just sat around, guessed that, and were right," then let us know about that too. And you can do that by sending us a letter to letters@sickboypodcast.com. And as always, if you want to be our guest on the show for one of our Monday episodes, or if you're sitting out there and you're some prestigious researcher out of Johns Hopkins or something like that, and you're going, fuck, I love this show and I'd like to tune these guys up, you can do that too by going to sickboypodcast.com/contact, fill out the form, and maybe we'll let you be on the show.
Maybe. Hey, speaking of letters, Lo, I think we have one for today. Do you want to read some fan mail?
I sure will. So with the subject line like super validating eargasm comedy, how can we not click and open this wonderful email?
That's chef's kiss.
Hi guys and Lauren, day one listener and longtime lover of Sick Boy. You've incepted me. And now every time I hear something about people getting off on cleaning their ears, I always think of your many conversations about it. I know that you are a comedy fan, goes without saying, but I haven't heard you reference Sarah Tolemicki's bit about eargasming. It is exactly what the many other writers in were talking about. Check out her special, Voluptuous Boy, on YouTube. A bit around 43 minutes and 15 seconds in. And I actually went and clicked it and found it. It's pretty funny. I think she talked about like shoving dicks in her ears or something. It was pretty good.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Also, her husband is the amazing Joe List, a comic who has a mindfulness podcast called Mindful Metal Jacket. If you don't already, you will love it. As a first-time letter writer, I have to say that Lauren brings a lot to the table. Thank you. For women's perspectives.
God, that's so sweet.
I love you three. And I didn't write this, guys. I didn't write this. I love you three. But sometimes you just need a level-headed gal to bring you down to earth and be fucking hilarious. Get it, girl? Fans love you. Thank you.
Slay.
I could write... Slay, bitch. I could write a novel about how listening to the many experiences over the years have moved me and changed my mind and life. I think it is better to just keep it simple and say, you are doing good work. Wishing you all well, Jenny. Oh,
thank you, Jenny.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny.
And Jenny, thank you for the recommendations. Always love a good comedy recommendation, especially in times like this where we are locked up in our homes and looking for ways to cheer ourselves up. Because it's weird if we just listened to ourselves on this podcast to cheer ourselves up, which I know Brian does that, and it's off. It's an off thing, but we don't have to go into that. Jenny, thank you so much. Feels good to hear that. And thanks for giving Lo a bit of love there, because I agree. It is nice to have some female energy in this testosterone, stinky, smelly, fucking cesspool of what this podcast has become.
I was gonna say it was nice to have some masculine energy because we've got a lot of feminine energy. But
hey, you know what? I'm sure there's some people out there that would agree with that. True. And I'm sure there's some people out there that would be angry that you said that. So let's wrap this motherfucker up. Bri, why don't you hit the old fucking credits there, and we'll be on our way.
So much to the lovely people who make this happen. A huge shout out to the wonderful Lauren Sankey, to Taylor McGilvery for all the work that you do, to Jeremy Saunders. You're really great as well. And Jeff Lonis, our manager, Donovan the Meerkat Morgan, who regularly does sound design, Rich O'Coin, who does some theme music, and Take Part, who does theme music as well. We love all of you guys, and you're all amazing.
That is it for this week.
I'm Brian.
I'm Taylor.
I am Lauren.
And I'm Jeremy, and this is Sick Boy.